now, from the BuckeyeTV studio, it's time for Campus View, where we find out what's on the minds of students. Here's your host, Nia Blevins.
Hello, I'm Nia Blevins, and welcome to Campus View. Today, I have a lovely two-set of guests. If you guys don't mind introducing yourselves.
Yeah, of course. My name's Anna Marie DeJacobi. I'm a junior here at Ohio State.
Hi, my name is Lauren Terrace. I'm a senior here at OSU. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for coming on. So today we're going to get right into it. We are going to talk about what everyone's been talking about, which is the return of the Big Ten, the return of the Buckeyes. And what I wanted to know from these ladies specifically is, can you tell us a little bit or give us a little more insight of how you feel about the Big Ten returning in a condensed season?
Yeah, I'm personally super excited to just return to some normalcy here on campus and just have that routine back of Saturday morning football. I'm super excited to watch the Buckeyes play. They're definitely taking precautions, which makes me feel safe and hopefully which makes them feel safe as well. So I'm just excited to watch them on the field and hopefully have a good season.
All right, awesome.
Yeah,
And you?
And although it's my senior year here, it's awesome to bring back, as Anne-Marie was saying, just that culture and community that we've had in the past.
Right.
And it'll be great just to see everyone kind of coming together, watching the games from their houses, and the players getting to play again.
Right, and we are really close here on campus as Buckeyes, but can you guys give me a little bit more insight on what you think the negatives of this could be returning? I'm sorry, that was...
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because it's you want to stay as unbiased as possible, being a student fan, but also an observer and going with all of the COVID guidelines.
Right.
So I think sometimes it's hard to see how much of the players' safety is at risk, and also the potential risk of tailgating now.
Right.
Yeah, I'd have to bounce off the tailgating part. I feel like that'll be the biggest negative of a lot of students coming together and pre-gaming or block or whatever for these games. That could potentially be a negative. I don't think it's negative with the players. I feel like they're definitely being safe and taking those steps and getting tested and things like that. I just think it comes more with how other people, big groups, and if they're coming together and things like that.
Right. So do you think that it should be it should be allowed for football players to be tested more than the other students on campus? Do you think that is a valid point to do? Do you think that shows some type of negative towards our other students who may not be athletes, or who may not have been tested for COVID yet?
Yeah.
Do you think that would be an issue? Do you think that's something we should work on?
That's a good question, because I think it also will play into, will there be fans in the stadium, in the shoe? Will there be any students present? I think then that could possibly tie into maybe we should be held at the same accountability as players, but also they're in very close quarters with opposing teams and people from different universities. So I think, therefore, for everyone's risk as an athlete, per se, they should be maybe held a little higher in terms of testing precautions, which they are right now.
Yeah, and I think Ohio State's doing a really good job of testing in general. They have JO North and I think JO South, they're walk-in testing, so students are able to get tested. So I think that's a positive in that they're not, athletes aren't held at a super high, above us, because it's we still are able to get tested whenever we want to, which is nice. So I feel like it's okay that they're being tested more because they're around more people and we aren't as around that many people.
So in your personal choice, if you had a choice, will you be attending the football games this season or will you not? Why or why not?
I would love to be at the games if we have the opportunity to do so. I would just love to be in the stadium if we're taking precautions. I saw last week Duke was playing and they had fans in the stadium and they were spaced out and they're having so much fun. As long as we're taking the precautions, and the stadium is very large, so I feel like we can take those precautions and still have a lot of people in there. So I would love to be in the stadium and just have that energy back and just be there on a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just comes back to football being such a huge part of our college experience. That'd be fun to bring that back, even just in a different way now with COVID.
All right, awesome. So including, I guess, the Big Ten decision, do you feel like it's going to be a better schedule, having it condensed down to those 8 games? Because usually we have them spread out over the semester. Do you think it's going to affect the football players athletically, like playing those games back to back? Is that going to lessen our chances to really be a championship team due to the condensed schedule?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And when you brought that up, my mind instantly went to like, because this is October to December, I feel like there might be a bigger risk for injury because we're looking into the cold weather. And I think that could happen with our players if they aren't warmed up enough going into the game. And do you have anything?
The only other point I would say off of that is, I mean, they haven't played for like a good month, so they're probably very excited to get back out there. So, I mean, it's a smaller season, but they're used to playing every day, and they probably do still like play like practice games or something when they're not actually playing. So I feel like it won't be a problem for them because they're like just ready to get back in it, and just like any game will be good for them. So.
Yeah, and that's super awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so much
Thank you.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Really excited for this football announcement.
Yeah, go Bucks.
Woo!